Okay. So I was thinking for the assignment, um, if we just kind of broke it down, what do you guys think about each of us taking a part of it to do and then someone putting the slideshow actually together? And then we can meet, I don't know, maybe Monday or Tuesday and kind of just go over it and make sure everybody agrees on the PowerPoint. And then we could be set for discussing it on Thursday.
That sounds good.
I'm good with that. And
That's so we're presenting this live, is that right? Did
Yes.
everybody? So
Yes.
so we could probably either Monday or I don't know, maybe sometime before then, just kind of run it through also, just to make sure that it's smooth and we're all saying the same thing.
Yeah. I am about to start a 5-day stretch in a row of all 12. Well, I think one of them's a 10, but basically all 12s.
When does that start?
Tomorrow.
Oh no.
So I will do whatever, but so I know Monday and Tuesday both I work 8p to 8 to 8p. It takes me about 30 minutes to get home, so we can meet one night after that. Or I'm off, or we could, I don't know, Wednesday is kind of pushing it though. Like if we met Wednesday and then present on Thursday, like in case there's any problems.
Yeah, I guess you're right. We should probably.
I actually start a week of 12s on Tuesday as well. So I'll be getting home right at 8.
Yeah.
So I'm going to really be pushing it that day to present Thursday.
Oh.
So I'm okay with meeting. We can meet late Sunday night or late Monday night.
That's fine.
Either one.
So I'm off. Yeah, weekends work great for me. So and then evenings are more flexible. So
Sunday's better for me just because I'm in the office on Monday.
Did you say Sunday, Monica?
Yeah, Sunday would be better for me. Sunday evening would be great.
We can put this together and then we'll have it to run by or to all run through on Sunday. So that kind of means we need to, I guess whoever's putting the PowerPoint together will kind of need all the information, I guess, as soon as they can. Does anybody want to put the PowerPoint together? Or, I mean, I don't mind.
I don't care to, but I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah, it all seems doable. It just seems like it just, take a little thought and a little, but it all seems doable. And I feel like if we have trouble, we can kind of ask each other, help each other out, and to make sure that we're all understanding this right. Because some of it, I think I understand it, where it says, where was it? Just different things where they want like a philosophy to support it, or like the theory. Or whatever,
find theoretical support for solutions. What?
Right.
What?
So I listened to the video on what it says. Actually, I don't mind doing that one if you guys want, because I listened to the video and I think we can. I kind of understood what she was saying. I just don't know how exactly I can, work it out. But I guess it depends on what solution we want to use. But I figure we can talk through all that, and we can kind of make sure that we should kind of have a plan, or like, for what. But I don't mind doing that one. It wasn't.
Michelle, do you want to go ahead and start talking through the steps with us and making sure we're all on the same page?
Okay, yeah, because I was really confused. I read through all this stuff and I looked through everything, and then I guess I was at the video on Tuesday, the BBB session or whatever, and that kind of helped a little bit. But let me see. So, like the whole beginning, like when you look at the assignment instructions, it really all that's just like background information of what she wants us to know and understand and read. But then when it gets to number 8, develop a presentation, that's the actual stuff that we have to do. And it actually doesn't seem like very much, because it's very limited to, this is one slide. This is no more than one slide. So then it's like we really have to figure out how we can say everything that we want to say in just one slide. Like explain why this is an issue of social justice. So she talked about defining social justice, and there's different ways to define it. But I think she said that the definition, I can't remember, I've got a few here, but one of them that she had, I believe in the module, she said would work just fine, but there's a bunch of different ones. And then basically just why our topic is a social justice issue and not just a health issue. And so I wrote 4 of them here, inequity in breastfeeding rates in African-American population, low breastfeeding rates in African-American population, and then the low breastfeeding rates in low socioeconomic populations. And then the last one, a high infant morbidity, but I figured we'll just stick with breastfeeding and because there's so many things that affect infant morbidity and mortality, but whatever you guys want to do. And I actually didn't want to do an African-American thing, but the data's there, and I figured it might just be easier if we just did that. I don't know what your thoughts are on all that.
Michelle, do you think there's more evidence to support the low breastfeeding rates in African American populations, or just the low socioeconomic populations?
So actually, I think we have both. I think we have either. If we want to do low socioeconomic. The only issue is the one, I haven't done too much hunting, but the one that I saw for, and I think I sent you guys the links, the one with the low socioeconomic, it's done by Nationwide, I believe. Let me see. I have it right here. I think it's nationwide. So it's not like by state. Yeah, birth order, poverty. Mm-hmm.
So do you think we have more information now to support the low breastfeeding rates in African American population?
I think we have that also. I think it's either way that we want to go.
I was gonna say, we just pick one of those, right?
Yeah, either we can just pick one, and that can be our. And see, I don't know exactly what this, the social justice issue is, and I don't know if you guys know, but as to why low socioeconomic, people or Black people have the lower breastfeeding rates, and I guess there's a number of reasons, but
well, they have less access to care. Then I think they get less. They don't have as much education as people, as others who do have good access to care.
Mm-hmm. And some of the other things, like the baby-friendly hospitals are usually like the rich hospitals, the hospitals that have lots of money, or the good, you know what I mean? Those are the ones that have the baby-friendly, and that's supposed to be something that kind of equalizes race, socioeconomic, everything, and gives every baby kind of a fair chance. But I feel like you have to have money at your hospital to even have that, because it's expensive and so complicated to get done.
I've worked in this area for a long, long time, and I have noticed a great increase in African-American women breastfeeding.
Yay, good.
I've been in this area for like 20 years, or so, women's health care.
Mm-hmm.
So we have moved some in the right direction.
See, I'm actually from a Hispanic population, but I'm also military, so we've moved around a lot, and so we've just recently moved into a I guess very African-American population where I'm working at the health department. And so this is kind of, not new to me, but just before I was in DC. And so there was just like every race, every ethnicity. So anyway, so now I'm learning about different populations. Let's see.
All right, so which health issue are we going to choose?
So there was also one article that I sent you guys. Did you all look at that one? And that one talked about racial and ethnic disparities. So that one went into the race. But again, I think we need to pick a location. And so the only reason I said North Carolina is because I had data for North Carolina, but I bet there's data on just about everything. Did you all see the data I sent you for the, let's see, let me see what I have. I have some of them here. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So I'm looking at those links too. I'm definitely down with doing North Carolina, especially since you already have the data for that.
Me too.
So the geographic area can definitely be North Carolina. So what's our health issue going to be though? Do you just want to do low breastfeeding rates in the African American population?
That's fine.
I'm good with that.
Or we can do the low.
Okay, so the thing that works with the low socioeconomic thing is that if people receive WIC, then they're automatically somewhat low socioeconomic. So that's defines that. And one of the articles that I sent you guys talked about, I think I closed it out. I'll have to look for it again. Maybe I didn't send that one. Darn, I'll have to check. There was one that talked about how women with who were on WIC had lower rates of breastfeeding than people who weren't, which, you know, is kind of annoying since they have the breastfeeding help. But I guess also on a social justice issue, WIC is actually sponsored by, what was it, the USDA? Like, what do they have to do with breastfeeding? You know, it does kind of make you wonder, but that's, I think that's getting into the weeds.
About women and breastfeeding, low breastfeeding, they need so much education beforehand, before they're even at the point to where they're breastfeeding, because they need to, you know, it is a challenge. Those first couple of weeks are very challenging. And I think a lot of them don't have that education up front, so they don't they give up very easily.
Right.
Okay, so I can see right in front of me, I'm looking at infant mortality rates, and it shows that the African American infant mortality rates are way higher, like compared to all the other races. So that's an easy one. But I thought I had breastfeeding rates. Did you guys see that?
I think if we do the infant mortality one, it would be good. But I know one of the areas in this assignment says, well, like basically, what are we going to do? What's the solution to the problem?
Right.
I feel like since we just did that assignment on increasing the lactation consultants, that could definitely be the solution to our problem if we did a breastfeeding one.
I think so too. I
agree.
Yeah, it's already we've already kind of done that work.
Yeah.
Right. That way we're just build on what we've got.
Yeah. All right. So I'm saying we do low breastfeeding rates in the African American population.
I'm good with that.
Second.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Everybody's good with that? Okay. I'm going to
I'll say, are you editing? I saw that your name popped up. Are you editing? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just take out the other ones.
Okay.
All right, so in the geographic area, we have that North Carolina. And then collect data on epidemiology of the problem.
So would that be just all the rates, the data that they have twice as high, you know, twice as low breastfeeding rates, twice as high mortality rates, just data, stuff like that, I guess?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Let me see. I think we can have up to 3 slides, but we don't have to. Yeah. Okay. So what I put in my notes was just, you know, low breastfeeding problem and low breastfeeding in whatever. So, yeah. So that was, I think that's pretty much all we need to do is just put some data, put some numbers. And if I didn't send it to you yet, I'll double check and see what I have, because I know I have something on African American population and in North Carolina.
Michelle, do you want to take that chunk of it then? Kind of that number 3.
Sure, I'll do whichever.
Do the that's like 1 to 3 slides.
Okay, the epidemiology or whatever, or the 1, 2, and 3.
The collect data on epidemiology of the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so say it again. Number 3 or 1, 2, and 3?
I mean, you can do 1, 2, and 3 if you want, just because 1 and 2 seem to be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I guess so. Support chart.
I guess. I don't know. Let me look down.
One chapter. Yeah, I could do 1, 2, and 3. That's fine.
Well, even like I'm looking at the develop a presentation, there's not even an area for 1 and 2. So I guess 1 and 2 is just part of 3. Because as far as the slides go, it's explain what is the issue of social justice, support the argument from the chapter in the textbook, describe the epidemiology, and that's 1 to 3 slides. So I guess 1, 2, and 3 is all together in describe the epidemiology. Is that how you guys are kind of seeing it too?
So I see it as like in number 8A is 1 slide. Let me see. Yeah, B is 1 slide, and then C is either 1 or 3. So that's a total of 3 or 5.
Yeah. So are you okay with taking C right now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
C/3.
And then let's see the potential solutions. So I don't know if we want to go with she says that you can list more than one solution, but you just want to focus on one for whenever we just go into I guess if we have to go into the Milstead process, or if we have to go into analyzing players, or what was it, that we just have to focus on one, but we can list 1, 2, or 3. And so, we could list a couple, like, the 10 steps for breastfeeding, hospitals, and I don't know, something else, the baby cafes, or, community support for breastfeeding. And then for the, but the one that we need to make sure if we want to focus on it, we can stick with the WIC, IBCLC education thing. There's never an easy way to say that one. That's my only issue with that.
Yeah.
So I definitely think we should stick with the WIC, with the lactation consultants as the solution. And I see what you're talking about, the Milstead process, but where would that be at in the presentation?
You know what? Let me see. She said under solutions. See, but it says less than 1 slide. Review potential solutions, less than 1 slide for each type of solution. And then I have in my notes theories as to why solution works. That's all I have.
Do we have to have more than one solution?
No, she says we don't. So we can just stick with the one.
So our one solution would be the increasing lactation consultants. Then I'm still confused. What are we applying the Milstead process to?
So I'm not really
sure. More? I mean, I guess we could just summarize the exact same thing we did in our last assignment and just said, because didn't we have to apply the Milstead project for that? Or no, we didn't.
No, we did in the first one, because I did it in the first one. So
you've already done all the work for that too, Michelle.
So we can just, I mean, the hard part will be is to, squish it into 1 slide where it looks, but yeah, I feel like let's stick with what we have. Let's build on what we have instead of reinventing the wheel.
So whoever does that part can just go back and read that first assignment that we did. And I know you sent it to us somewhere, and then if we can't find it, we can just go back to the discussion where you posted it, and we'll just
I'll send it again.
Okay.
I'll send it so you don't have to go digging through. I hate looking for stuff.
So we can just go through that, and then whoever does that slide for the solutions can just put a little blip in there about the Milstead process.
And then I don't know if it's... You're okay to do that? I don't know if it's so much that we're going to be talking a lot with these slides. I feel like, because it says it's supposed to be, no more than 25 minutes, but, is 10 minutes okay?
I think 2 minutes would be okay.
Let's see. Okay, so that was the solutions. Let's see. So the solution slide, 1 slide for each solution.
And then the 1 solution.
And they talked about, what is the evidence for health, for the health piece? What is the evidence for the social justice piece? What kind of evidence? Okay, so those are my notes. And then also the Milstead process. So I don't know how that's all supposed to fit into 1 slide.
In the instructions, the Milstead process was under policy changes. It says what policy changes would be needed to achieve it. Apply the Milstead process. But I don't know, in the slideshow where that.
I think it goes under the solutions.
I think so too.
It seems like it's on the actual assignment tab in our course. It's number 5. Choose a solution.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
It's but then it's number 6. I don't know.
Then it's number 6.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it has the Milstead under the solution, does it?
It seems to me. Wherever they put out, whenever she put out what exactly each slide should be, it looks like there isn't an area for the Milstead process at all. But if I'm having to guess, I'm guessing with the way that's listed in the instructions that maybe it would go with choose a solution.
So what I understood from the video or whatever from the meeting on Tuesday was that also was that there was one slide for the solution, one slide for each solution, and then the Milstead process, I have it hooked up underneath that in under number 4. So I don't know if that's something we're supposed to talk about, or if that, just very briefly mention something about it. Or if it's supposed to be an entirely different slide. Maybe it's one slide for the solution and the evidence for it, and then another slide for the Milstead process for it. It doesn't really say. That's kind of funny. I guess you can see what you can do, see how much you can cram into one slide.
I know.
But she did talk about the philosophies or whatever for the solutions, and she said you could use the ones from the module, and the one that looked the easiest to me was the multi-level model, and that's like the one with the shells where it's got like the family and then the neighborhoods and then the whatever, and I think
Wait, Michelle, you lost me. Will you repeat what you just said, please?
Yeah, oh, sure. So for the solutions, she said we need to support it with evidence or like with a philosophy. And she said we can use the philosophies from the module. So if you look in the module, she's got different ones. And one of them was the one with the shells, the multi-level model. So it has like the person and then like the family. And then the next shell was like the healthcare system, neighborhood. And then it kind of gets bigger and bigger until it gets like the healthcare system and policies or whatever. And so something like something that affects WIC and breast IBCLCs and stuff like that would be pretty far out there, kind of on the policy level. I don't have that right in front of me, but if she says if you can say how you are how your solution addresses this shell, then that's, and then therefore it will help the patient or whatever, then that's kind of using the evidence or the philosophy or whatever for that. Does that make sense? I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, it does.
Does it kind of make sense or not really?
No, it does, somewhat.
Let's see. Here, I'm pulling it up right now. So there was a couple of different, toward the bottom. Critical social theory, solution, let me see, social injustice theory and vulnerability. So all these different ones, but the one that just kind of made the most sense to me was that one with the shells. So whichever one works for you, you can find with you use it. But this one had, the individual was at the bottom, and then is this the one? Yeah, individual risk factors, genetic and social relationships, living conditions, neighborhoods, institutions, and then social and economic policies. So that would be, if we're talking about, WIC and policies and stuff like that, that would be kind of a in that shell. So if we're saying how, according to this, if we fix something in this shell, it's going to affect the patient, then that could be kind of our how we can tie in our philosophy of social justice or whatever. I don't know. It's in the module. You can read it better and word it better than I did.
So, Adrienne, did you say you wanted to make the PowerPoint?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me. I honestly, if I do the review, the solutions, I probably won't have time to do the PowerPoint because of my work.
Okay.
I don't
okay,
PowerPoint.
Monica, did you say you were okay doing the? I mean, I'll do it too.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
I just PowerPoint.
Okay, so we'll say that Monica will do the PowerPoint, and so we'll just need to.
Okay,
Monica,
say that again. Who's doing the PowerPoint?
Monica, and Monica, if we're meeting back together Sunday, when are you going to do the PowerPoint? Because we just need to make sure we have all the information to you and ample time for you to do the PowerPoint, and then it's to come back together on Sunday and review it after it's completed.
Whenever y'all think y'all can have stuff ready.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do the PowerPoint to do everything we're going to do tomorrow and get it to you by Saturday.
That would be great.
Yeah, I would think sometime Saturday you would need.
Yeah,
need at
that
least.
that would be good. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll plan on all of us doing everything that we're assigned to each other tomorrow, and then having it together in the Google Doc that Michelle created by Saturday, so you can have all day Saturday and a little bit of time on Sunday to work on it. Is that okay, Michelle? I mean, excuse me, Monica. Sorry,
Yes.
I know we're kind of pushing to the last minute.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I honestly don't know if I'll have time tomorrow to work on this because I work 8 to 8 and I'm working an hour away from my home tomorrow. So I'll be leaving the house at 6:30 and getting back around 9:30.
I understand.
I was going to say,
whenever you can.
I'll probably be able to work on it more Saturday morning. I can get something done Friday night, but I know for sure Saturday morning I'll get it done, and I can get to you like Saturday morning.
Say, if or any of y'all can get me anything, I can go ahead and get started on the PowerPoint. I don't have to wait to have everybody's information there.
I'll actually be able to work on it tomorrow more than anything. So I'll have all of my part done tomorrow, and I'll go ahead and put it in the Google Doc so you can at least do all of my part.
Okay. Just make sure you have everything labeled well.
Okay. Yeah.
Just so I know exactly where it goes, because like I said, my brain's a little scattered with the news. So
yeah.
Sure.
Anyway.
And would it be easier for us to put everything into the Google Doc or to like put it into a PowerPoint and email it to Monica?
Go ahead and put it in PowerPoint. Like, go ahead and make like blank slides.
Like a blank slide in the PowerPoint and email it to Monica, and that way she knows how we kind of wanted it formatted. Just because I know Google Doc has like terrible formatting.
Yeah, it really is. So that would be great.
Okay.
But yeah, my stuff will probably be Saturday evening, honestly.
That's okay.
Before I get to really get into it.
And let me see. Okay, so do we have it all divided up? Are we missing?
I don't think so. So there's one part that's support your argument drawing from at least one chapter from the textbooks.
Okay, that's for the that's the second slide, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys looked over some of those. They talked about a lot of the different ones at that BBB session. And some of them sounded like they were really, I don't know. They were calling it granola-y or whatever. Like I don't know, but I can't pull it up. I don't know if you all thought the one that I put in there, that one was just one that I could understand and it just kind of made sense. I thought it was kind of an extreme example. The one about somebody's less human or less, but I feel like it can be applied to anything just because somebody's different.
No, I agree with you, especially since we're doing the one that has race involved.
Mm-hmm.
The breastfeeding rate in the African American. I definitely think that we could apply that one.
Yes.
So, Michelle, I hate to ask you to do stuff, but would you want to do that one since you've already kind of summarized the chapter? If not, I don't mind doing it. You've already read it and everything. Uh-oh. Is she frozen?
That's mine. Oh, hey. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, good. Sorry. I was like, oh, no, I lost everybody.
Did you hear what I said?
Oh, phew. No, I didn't hear anything, so sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're okay. I was asking, would you want to do that one as well since you've already read the chapters? If you don't
do that. I could do that. I could do the first, second, and I guess third through fifth slide or whatever, that A, B, and C or whatever. That's fine.
No, if you're doing the B at the second slide, I don't think you should have to do the first one. But if you do the second one, the support your argument drawing from at least one chapter, if you do that one and then the describe the epidemiology, then I can do the analyze the players, and I can do the explain why this is an issue of social justice as well. Is that all right with you?
Okay, that sounds great. That sounds great to me. Analyze the players and okay,
so spelling my name wrong.
That sounds good.
That just leaves the conclusion, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep. The conclusion and then putting it all together or whatever. So potential solution.
Want to do the solution or oh my gosh, the conclusion. Since you're kind of see the whole picture, and then you can do the.
I would be happy to.
Conclusion slide.
Yep. I think that makes sense.
So Monica's going to do the conclusion.
Okay.
Is that what we were saying?
Yes. Right.
Okay.
And then Adrian, you have the solutions. Is that right?
Yeah, the solution and the
Nope.
whole part that goes with D.
The Milstead or wherever.
Yeah.
And the Milstead. That's right. D and Milstead. That's right. Okay. Just want to make sure I have this all. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe the Milstead is something that we just talk about. I'm still a little confused. I'm about to go back and look at some stuff.
Yeah, and
either way, I think is.
I was going to say, Adrian, if you just like put a bullet in there that says Milstead process, you could maybe just mention that and then just have your little notes and say blah, 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 Milstead process.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean,
I was going to say just kind of talk it.
That's why I'm like, I don't know how to do all of that because that seems like a lot of information on one side. So
that makes sense. Just to say use Milstead, and then go into it.
Okay.
Yay, I think it's going to come together. Yay.
I don't know how it's supposed to be 25 minutes, though. Is that talking about a piece, or is it saying that both of the teams to present and discuss should be a total of 25 minutes?
Let me see.
Okay, I see. Presentation may last. So presentation may last up to 25 minutes. So no more than 25 minutes. So we won't exceed 25 minutes. That's okay.
I think it's like each presentation, which I think our last one was like 18 or 20 minutes.
Was it really that long?
Oh, the one that we did?
It was more like 9.
Was it shorter? I don't know. My brain, y'all, it's foggy this week.
Me too. I think we're all just fried.
Yeah. Maybe I'd bring up something else. I thought it was long, but
Well, I guess let's do these slides first and see how much discussing we really need to do. I don't know.
Okay, so what time do y'all want to meet on Sunday? Sunday is my short day at work. I get off at 5.
Question? What were you saying? I'm sorry.
So what time do y'all want to meet on Sunday? It is my short day at work. I'm supposed to get off at 5, but I'm the only provider there, so it'll probably be a little bit later.
The later the better on Sunday for me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what time everybody has to get up on Monday morning.
3:45.
Oh, good night.
Yeah, so I'll be getting up about 5.
Okay, well, I guess 5:50 or 6 isn't so bad then, so I'm good whatever time on.
I'm going to be getting up about 10 a.m.
There you go.
Okay, so do we want to meet at 8 p.m. on Sunday? Is that too late for you guys? Or
8 Eastern?
That works for me.
8 Eastern works for me as well.
Okay, so we'll meet again on the 9th at 8 p.m.
And if you guys figure out that that's not going to work and we need to push it back, just, send out a text or whatever. I'm pretty flexible. So.
All right.
We'll make it work.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Oh, you're fine. That's how I feel.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get this together and get it going.
Yay.
Sounds good.
Go team.
See y'all on Sunday.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.